There are moments when what held your life together quietly disappears. Not with a crash, not with an alarm, just gone. The voice you trusted goes silent. The system you leaned on stops working. The future you assumed would be there isn't. And something unsettling rises in your chest. Not fear exactly, not panic, just a question you don't want to ask out loud. If this fails, what's left? Because when the structure disappears, you're forced to face the foundation. Maybe that's why this story still matters. Because Isaiah didn't meet God in a season of strength. He met him the year everything collapsed. And if you're honest, you didn't click this video to learn a Bible story. You clicked because something in your life feels unstable. Something you trusted is slipping, and you're trying not to name it. And you're wondering what you'll see when what you trusted finally falls. Scripture begins with a sentence that sounds like a footnote. In the year that King Uzziah died. But for Isaiah, this wasn't a detail. It was a disaster. King Uzziah had ruled for over 50 years. He brought peace, strength, continuity. As long as Uzziah was on the throne, the nation felt secure. Faith felt easier when stability felt normal. And then, he died. No warning, no transition, no replacement strong enough to fill the space. The throne on earth was suddenly empty. And when leadership collapses, people don't just lose direction, they lose confidence. And that's when Isaiah walked into the temple, not looking for a vision, not expecting a revelation, just like you don't expect clarity on the days when everything feels uncertain. Then Isaiah writes, "I saw the Lord, high and exalted, seated on a throne." Seated, not pacing, not standing to react, not rushing to fix things. Seated. While everything below felt unstable, heaven wasn't adjusting its posture. While one throne was vacant, another had never been touched. The train of God's robe filled the temple, as if to say his authority had no edges, no limits, no succession plan, no expiration date. Above him were seraphim, burning ones. Even they covered their faces, even they covered their feet, and they cried out, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. Not love, 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 not power, 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 holy. Because before God comforts us, he confronts us with who he is. Because before God does anything for us, he reveals who he is. Isaiah doesn't fall down in worship. He doesn't feel inspired. He says, "Woe to me, I am undone." Not because God threatened him, but because holiness exposes without accusing. For the first time, Isaiah doesn't compare himself to other people. He compares himself to God, and suddenly his words don't feel clean anymore. "I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips." Holiness doesn't just show you God, it shows you yourself without filters. And here's the part we don't like to admit. When God feels distant, we usually feel confident. But when God feels near, we become honest. Because holiness doesn't crush you. It tells you the truth. And truth always costs more than inspiration. And maybe that's why some of us keep a safe distance. Isaiah is still standing there, exposed, undone, when something unexpected happens. A seraphim flies toward him, not with judgment, with a coal, taken from the altar, the place of sacrifice. The coal touches Isaiah's lips, and the angel says, "Your guilt is taken away. Your sin is atoned for." Isaiah didn't ask for mercy. He didn't promise to change. He didn't explain himself. Grace moved first. God didn't wait for Isaiah to clean his mouth. He cleansed it himself because God never calls people he hasn't already cleansed. And this matters because some of you are waiting to feel ready before you respond to God. Isaiah wasn't ready. He was forgiven. Then, and only then, Isaiah hears God speak. "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" Not a command, a question. God doesn't force obedience. He invites response. He doesn't draft servants. He forms witnesses. And Isaiah, still standing in the smoke, still aware of who he is, says, "Here am I, send me." Not because he's confident, but because he's changed. Calling isn't about ability. It's about availability after grace. This story isn't about Isaiah. It's about what you see when the things you trusted are removed. Some people lose control and see chaos. Isaiah lost control and saw a throne. Still occupied, still steady, still holy. What you see in collapse reveals where your trust was anchored. And maybe that's what this moment in your life is for. Not to destroy you, not to shame you, but to show you who was never shaken to begin with. Because the God who sits on the throne is the same God who still asks, "Who will go?" You don't meet God after everything is fixed. You meet him when what you trusted falls away and the illusion of control disappears. And you finally see what was holding everything all along.